Why did you join the army? Why did you join the army?
I don't know. For money.
Huh?
For money.
Why'd you join the army?
Camaros.
Why'd you join the army?
I hate myself.
Why'd you join the army?
I don't know.
Frost. Why'd you join the army?
I hate my life.
Why did you join the army?
Free food.
Why did you join the army, Battle? Why?
I joined because my dad asked me to.
Okay, I love it. You joined the army.
I joined the army because I wanted to better myself and free food.
Why you join the army? Why you join the army?
Say the Air Force.
Why you join the army?
Why'd you join the army?
I needed papers.
Did you need papers too?
I need a paper.
Sergeant, why'd you join the army?
The recruiter, he came to Home Depot. He said, I have a job for you. I said, what's that job? He said, drive a truck. I drive a truck.
Why did you join the army?
Shalom, Yasharallah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chachadash, double honors to beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. While peace and salutations to all you hopeful Lektakim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I'm doing this lesson, based on this video that I saw recirculating online. Because I've seen a couple of the videos that they showed in this, but I just wanted to bring it out, because it's a good time to highlight the mentality of these so-called youth, that are going into this job market completely inexperienced and have so amount of little options. Not many employers are hiring a livable wage. They want you, to do some crazy hours for the most minimalist pay. And for the cost of living, you see a lot of younger people, so-called, turning to the military. But what they fail to realize right now is that once you join, especially it's 2026, and you're thinking about joining the military, you got to be fully asleep, fully plugged into the matrix to think that this place has a future or that you're going to be able to capitalize on the so-called military's word that they're going to take care of their veterans, because for the most part, veterans are used and abused and just thrown to the side as a second-class citizen, and they're the ones that put their lives on the line, so-called, because we know that these soldiers aren't fighting any righteous cause, but in their head, they're doing the best thing for a so-called God-fearing country, which we understand the mentality of the youth today aren't doing it for those reasons. They're doing it because they're out of reasons. I had many friends, I have family members that have been in the military. And I'll tell you what, if you apply yourself, you'll be more ahead in this society with job experience than just going to the military. I wanted to go to the military when I wanted to join the Marines, man. I thought, oh man, I ain't got to worry about nothing because I already know what I want to do. I want to join the Marines as soon as I get done with high school. And obviously, that didn't happen. And call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because honestly, my reasoning, not to think about me, because I'm just saying, because I understand the lack of thinking that a lot of these young people have, these adults have, because they think that there's no other options, But me, I just wanted some fucking scalps. I wanted some war stories. I wanted to get some confirmed unalives and stuff. I just wanted to get my stripes, go, and that's just my spirit. I wanted to go experience war because in my mind, that's just a rite of passage for every man, even though I know it's not every man's spirit to be a warrior, but it's just the way I am in my, I wanted to go experience war. But, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai had other plans, and not to mention, for what I would have fighting for, and all the different injections that the military would have given me, whatever. I'm so glad I didn't go, because, a lot of people didn't get that choice. A lot of people are in boot camp right now getting ready to go get unalived in World War III, because the state of what's going on worldwide is major conflicts are brewing. There's going to be World War IIIs, and not just World War III with other countries. There's going to be infighting. They're going to have to deploy the National Guard. Those people that joined the National Guard thinking that they're just going to be weekend warriors to go out and do boot camp for 2 weeks and every 2 weeks and every other week or whatever, go check in at the base. They think they're doing something, but they're going to be actually be used as pawns as well. when these calamities start to unravel here at home and overseas. And the scriptures that first came to my mind, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 33. The virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. And this is the virgins, being young women, of marriageable age, are going to have no bridegrooms because why? Continuing, the women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Verse 34, in the wars, plural, shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. And I always like to stop right there, because in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. And bridegrooms are usually a younger man. In the ancient time, it's any man anywhere between his, early 20s, late 30s, early 20s, early 30s, and bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Because the husbands, those, let's say the women that have husbands, well, those husbands might be too old to go fight, but the infrastructure and how bad things are here back at home, there's going to be no factory jobs, there's going to be no commerce. Those older men that are still here, let's say with their wives, they're going to be dying of perish of famine. That's what it says. And that's just describing that the conditions are going to be bad overseas where the war is, as well as back at home. It's going to be a war. So it's better that you don't even go. Because they're going to be starting to have to draft people here soon because of the amount of bodies that they're going to need to throw in the meat grinder. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And it is our job, as the servants, as the prophets, to explain you what this means. And when we see videos like this, it just activates the spirit. Hey, man, Lord willing, it's edifying, because this is a warning to the Israelites. Do not join this man's military. And if you are in the military, you are actively seeing this truth, you see this video, you can ask for a conscientious objector, which means you have to show that the reason why you joined changed from your beliefs that you currently believe. And they have to be, mainly based off of a religious exemption, or the fact that you don't want to fight anymore. And that is a legal process that is tedious. It takes time, and there's a lot of interviews, but it is possible to leave the military before your contract is up. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 36. Behold the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai spake. Because, hey, man, don't think that, America's going to prosper, that we're going to come out on top like we won the other world wars. No, we didn't. America has had very little involvement, with actually taking down the enemies. It was actually the Russians that won World War II. And it was actually the British and the French that won World War I. Not to mention that you had certain other nations help. America didn't show up till the very last year of World War I. Most people don't even know that. They call them doughboys. So back to the subject. There's not going to be a future after World War III in the terms of what these Babylonians think. And these are just a few quick hitter scriptures that I wanted to, show, and just wanted to throw that video out there, to further describe and explain the mentality of this youth. They're out of options, and the only option is going to be no option. And that's going to be enlisting and putting your body and your whole livelihood in the hands of the so-called government, and we know the state of this current organization. You are definitely going to war. There's already bombs being dropped right now over there in the Middle East and the different conflicts that are brewing, So just wanted to throw this out there. If you are a believer, if you are a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, do not join this man's military. You are getting set up to be cannon fodder, and you will not be taken care of even if you complete your term. So don't trust anything that this devil gives you, and Lord willing that this lesson was, a good warning to those and an example to show you why, the mass majority of people that join the military, especially in this time in 2026, they're fucking dumb. Don't be one of them. And Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chodash, and double honors to beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. While peace and salutations to all you hopeful lectakim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.